record this because there's a couple people that want to be here who couldn't make it.
You got to be in the room if you want the info.
We got that on tape. Thank you, Aaron. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Pretty good.
We're in the room where it happens.
That's exactly right.
That should be a song, Sarah, you know?
Good idea.
Maybe from a play, I don't know.
I think it could go to Broadway.
I bet you're right.
Maybe.
All right. So we'll give people a couple minutes to arrive, but we will get started pretty close to the top of the hour. So good to see you guys.
Like the shirt, Matty boy. That's a
Oh.
nice shirt, man.
Thanks, buddy.
You got it.
Where's that voice coming from?
It's like Charlie's Angels. Good morning, Angels.
Matthew,
Whoa,
can you?
I see that. I see you in a whole new way. Wow. Life change right there.
Matthew, if you could back up a little bit so we can see your biceps, so we can just see if the
Oh
shirt
yeah, that's
is...
not going to happen. But thanks, Mary. I appreciate that.
Mary, the first part of this call is objectifying the author. That's
No,
the-
it wasn't. It's
That's my
related
first
to a
slide.
QCE. It's not. It's related to something that someone else said a QCE. It's not a Mary request. Well, maybe
Gosh, Mary, keep in your pants.
Asking for a friend.
asking for a friend.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know where you go from keeping it in your pants.
Oh, this
That's
is
kind of
already
the
off the
end of the
rails.
story versus the beginning of the story. This is
I was about to say
EOS
congrats. It's been hijacked already.
Oh, this is sweet.
This medium size.
Medium? No, it's small, baby.
Hey, can we make it awkward? And can you look for just a second at all these people that love you and trust you and just want to hear about what you're doing? How cool is that?
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I'm so humbled and so excited to be with y'all.
You're so excited that you put on Ollie's shirt instead of your own.
Oh
I
my
love
gosh.
I do that all the time. Erica's like, "What are you doing?"
it.
You stretch them out every time. All right. So it's 8:01. People are gonna keep filing in because that's the nature of people, but you're here. So we're gonna get started. In the spirit of what you just said, Drew, I'm just so grateful. Not only that you're here, I mean, that's amazing. I know like some of you are just getting off planes, some of you finished sessions. There's just a lot going on in all of our lives, and you made time for this and for me. And I'm grateful, but I'm much more grateful that you're in my life. I really it means so much to me. And I feel wealthy and privileged to know each of you. So thank you. Thank you, Sarah. All right. So y'all said yes, and I think some of you just have like a teeny bit of understanding about what this is. So thank you for that. I'm going to share my screen and walk you through this. Periodically, I probably will let some people in. But this has been a long journey to this moment, y'all. So in the spirit of EOS, wouldn't be an EOS thing if we didn't start with objectives and agenda. So you can just plan. I'm going to talk for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to have a conversation. So objectives for our time together. I have a vision. I have a dream. I have a vision. So it's to share that vision, to share a plan on how we might realize that vision. And that moves to the third objective, which is building a community and starting a movement. So how are we going to get there? I'm going to share with you my journey the past 8 years, that longer than that, but especially the past 8 years that led us to tonight, and the significance of kind of what I'm midwifing and what I feel like I'm a vessel for in this moment and like graciously saying yes to. and then how that can benefit each of us and our community as a whole, and then a clear path forward. And then we're just gonna jam together and talk about what could this be? Is this a thing? Is there resonance here? And what could that look like? So this has been a guiding question for me pretty much my whole life. I've been holding the question, but the actual quest behind the question is only becoming evident now, which is how do we as implementers and leaders, we really are in the business of creating conditions. So how do we create the conditions for people to live and lead authentically, courageously, and compassionately? So why me? Why this? Why now? And if you have background noise, if you could mute, that would be awesome. So this is me. I was, I don't know, 6 years old. And this is my parents, my mom and dad. And the first, I don't know, I'd say 15 years of my life where you can see how happy we all are here, were just filled with joy and love. My mom's name is actually Joy, but happiness and love. And one thing that was interesting, though, that I didn't realize for maybe 20 years later, I never saw them have conflict. They were just happy. I'm not saying they didn't have conflict, but it was never in front of me. And then they got in a really, really big fight. And and it was incredibly unsettling. But here's the thing, they never had conflict after that moment either. Not that I saw. But their marriage slowly but consistently deteriorated over the next 10 years. So I didn't make any meaning of that until fast forward. I'm 33 years old. I start my first business. It starts off great. And then it becomes less and less great. I have a co-founder, and slowly but consistently, our vision goes in different directions. And I don't say anything. We just kind of get in nitpicky things. And then like over a couple years, I got physically sick, and we went to a mediator to see if we can make the business work. And the mediator said, how did you learn conflict? How did your parents model conflict for you? And it was in that moment that I realized that they they didn't. And the story that came up for me, even because I didn't like talk about it or process it or have any conscious relationship with it, was the story is if I get in conflict, I might lose the most important things in my life. So I felt a lot of shame after this business failed because I was so emotionally enmeshed with that business. And when the business failed, I felt like a failure. And I felt actually pretty alone until I started facilitating EO and YPO retreats. So I did that for another 6 years. I facilitated probably 125 EO and YPO retreats. And then I saw all these other leaders who were only showing up with parts of themselves, other parts of themselves they weren't conscious about, they were hiding, and they were living out of alignment. And they turned to so many different things, Iron Man, drinking, drugs, prostitutes, what have you. And they would come in, and I was so fortunate to like hold the space for these entrepreneurs so they could really open up. But I learned that it wasn't just me that wasn't living in alignment, and also wasn't just me who wasn't really fluent in conflict. And it was because these entrepreneurs weren't able to have conflict effectively with themselves and effectively with the people that mattered most to them. It led to a tremendous amount of misalignment and distress, and actually harming the most important relationships in their lives. And then after facilitating EO and YPO, as we all know, we have leaders that we work with on our teams, and they're varying degrees of in an honest relationship with the truth. So that's my story. And I wrote the book that I wish I had but while I was starting my first business, because I would have done it so, so differently. And what I learned is that teams don't fail because of conflict. They fail because they avoid it. So why is this so significant? I think it's an evergreen thing, but I think right now it's so significant because of the advent of AI. We are currently moving from an information economy, and I believe we're moving into a relationship economy. So our ability to be in an honest relationship with ourselves, to communicate honestly and effectively with others is going to be increasingly critical. And I call this relational intelligence. And why is that so important in the context of what we do? Well, EOS, we all know, is incredibly powerful, but it's only part of the puzzle because most issues aren't technical, they're relational. So if you look at technical problems, you have wrong people, wrong structure, wrong process, wrong priorities. But when you look at relational problems, it's about lack of trust or avoidance or resentment or fear leading to us not being able to say what we need to say, when we need to say it, to whom we need to say it. So EOS is world class at solving technical problems. It's world class at taking the gray and making it black and white. Facilitation mastery helps us solve relational ones. So technical issues are, we don't know what we should do. EOS answers that. Relational issues are, we do know what to do. We're struggling to do that together. So I've been really sitting with this and talking with many of you about like, what's our path to facilitation mastery? We have a path to EOS mastery, but we know, as you know, we have three hats: teacher, facilitator, or coach in the context of EOS. EOS is world-class at helping us become great teachers. A lot of us have some coaching training and some of us have facilitation training, but what are we doing as a community to support us on this path? This is my vision, that we could create the conditions for all of us in the community to become masters at facilitating, not just facilitating conflict, but at facilitating. So this is my vision. None of this exists with the exception of this. And some would argue that the team coaching is more coaching than it is facilitation. So when it comes to where can we build our path to mastery around facilitation, I think we have an opportunity here. I just want to say, Hank and David's workshop is world class, and we get it once a quarter. And I wonder and imagine, like, what would our community look like if it were more like this? So EOS upgrades the business operating system, where Inviting Genius, which is the name of the book and this movement, upgrades the human operating system. So I was looking, I mean, part of the reason why I wrote this wasn't really because I saw an opening in the market, but as I wrote this, I realized there isn't anything like this in the market. We know these books, we've read these books, these are amazing books, but they handle and solve for different problems. So crucial conversations, high stakes conversations, radical candor, how to give how to give feedback while honoring the task and the relationship. We know, 5 dysfunctions, a framework for healthy teams, and never split the difference is about influence and negotiating. So inviting genius is really about realizing our human potential. It's about transforming conflict into creativity, trust, and innovation. And really, it's about authenticity. It's about authentic living and authentic leading and using conflict as a tool, which conflict is really just a signal that something is off in the system. So using conflict as a tool to understand where are we out of alignment, effectively work through conflict and return back to alignment within ourselves and within each other. So this isn't really a book about conflict. It's a book about living and leading with greater authenticity. So I have 4 offers that I'm putting out to the community. One is the Inviting Genius book that will be published on August 4th. Second is a conflict profile. So I'm going to go into this a little bit in the next slide, but a conflict profile to help us understand how are we naturally wired when it comes to having conflict. Where are we strong and where do we have areas for improvement? And it has an individual assessment and a team assessment to give that awareness and a path forward. Facilitating Genius, this is a workshop that I'm offering. I actually have offered on a small scale to the community in a certified mastery session, but these are other workshops that I envision offering. I mean, I am offering a couple of these into the future, and then workshops for MCEs. So let's look at these one at a time. I'm not going to go into the details. This is a whole nother probably hour-long workshop, but Genius conflict profile, we all have a default for how do we show up when we're facilitating tension. We also have access to different ways of showing up, varying degrees of access. And I call this conflict intelligence. And when we can build this, we have the freedom to choose and respond rather than react. So it's creating awareness and capabilities. And when someone takes the assessment, they get it's based on these 8 core capacities. I know any high fact finders, you're going to want me to go slower. I'm sorry, I'm not. These are 8 different kind of archetypes that default to different ways of showing up amid tension. And they're all positive, but they're all different and they're all essential. So you get an individual profile that shows you this is your archetype, this is your default orientation amid conflict. Here's another profile or here's something you can work on. Here's different profiles that are allies and that can actually help you level up and are going to be challenging, but really beneficial. So it gives you an individual understanding of where you are and how you relate to others on your team. And then it gives you a team map to help you understand how is our team? Are we more about compassion and alignment? Are we more about truth telling and getting everybody activated? So it helps us understand, what is our default setting and what is our path to build our access to different capabilities and different archetypes. So with the package, the assessment package, you get the individual assessment, you get the team map. So this is you, EOS facilitators. You get a facilitator guide, a workbook, and a PowerPoint, basically everything you need, and a training on how does this work and how do we facilitate it. A training, and this you can use with clients and annuals years 3, 4, 5, and out. This is obviously not an EOS tool, so use it at your own judgment. This is not a pure thing, but it is something that I think is going to be incredibly valuable in the context of team health. The second is the Facilitating Genius workshop. I'm offering a half-day in-person workshop, a full-day in-person, and a full-day virtual workshop. This is just kind of V1. As you know, I have bigger visions, but that's what's available right now. And as someone who participates in these workshops, you'll learn how to teach the conflict profile tool. You'll learn practical, tactical tools and frameworks and a single methodology for transforming tension into traction. You'll get to the real issues faster. You're going to fix your hard clients and you're going to retain your good clients. You're going to build deeper trust with your teams and within your teams. And probably the most significant thing is that you're going to learn where you're getting in your own way. Most of this work is about understanding ourselves. When we can understand ourselves, our triggers, we can return back to a place of authenticity and groundedness. And when we can do that, I was talking with Jill the other day, this is when we get the divine downloads and can trust the intuition, because our intuition knows how to show up in these moments. When we're trying to come from an intellectual off-kilter place, we're not going to show up in our best. So helping us understand how and where and why and what that looks like, and then how to reground is what we're going to learn in these workshops. So I gave us a certified mastery workshop 2 weeks ago. It was well received. There were a lot of people that reached out to me after and were just like kind of pleading, can we have more of this? And I was like, yes, let's have more of this. So this is part of the inquiry. I love these, but there was one that really stood out, which I want you to read the whole thing. When we can do this work, it doesn't transform our clients alone. We get transformed. And that transformation has a rippling effect with our spouses, with our kids, with our friends, with all the people that matter in our life. I really believe that this work is the work that returns us back to authenticity, back to integrity. So I have a handful of different offers for the community. I've created these packages specific for us, EOS implementers. If, for example, you were to buy 50 books, our distribution team will mail those books directly to your clients or to your teams and companies with a personal message from you. You get up to 50 Genius conflict profile assessments, which can be broken down into teams. So you can do team assessments, get the team map and the individual assessment and facilitate that for them. You get an audio book. You get the 1 hour conflict workshop package, which includes everything that you need to facilitate those conflict profiles. And you get access to a full day in person, and if you want both, if you just can't get enough, I got some feedback that people would love to do this workshop in advance of annual season. So I'm offering one on Monday, October 19th, and then there's an in-person one on Wednesday, the day before our annual QCE. So this is the 50 book package is a $1,750 investment. There are also 100 and 250 book packages that come with different bonuses bespoke to the EOS community. You can find out more about this. Don't worry, I will send you everything that I'm talking about here as far as a follow-up. Also, and lastly, for any MCE that collectively purchases 500 or more books, I will come to you and I will lead a half-day workshop on this content on turning tension into traction. We have already gained some traction here in the EOS community. There have already been, and this is like a very light launch, but we've already sold. Can everyone mute, please? Because I'm getting some feedback. We've already sold 1,500 books to the EOS community and the New England MCE. I have to, sorry, Nate, not sorry, give a shout out to Nate, who has been just such a wonderful galvanizer of the New England MCE. So they're pumped. I'm going up there to offer this workshop for them. So my goal is to sell books, but it's to sell books to create a movement. And I'm starting within the EOS community. My vision is to support 10 million people to live with greater authenticity and integrity over the next 10 years. But it's starting now with us. So every time a team learns how to navigate conflict effectively, every time a marriage, a couple learns how to navigate conflict effectively, a daughter and a mom, anyone, trust, accountability, connection, innovation grows. And what's most meaningful to me is people become more who they authentically are. So there are 4 ways to get involved. You can, 1, purchase a package, 2, share within our community, 3, galvanize your MCE, and 4, explore what bringing this work into the EOS community could look like. I don't know what that will look like, but I have some ideas, and I would love to do this in community rather than just alone. So I created my first poll. Can raise your hand if you can see this poll on your screen. Okay. So all I'm asking for right now is, are you interested in learning more about any of these? So buying books, sharing with others, galvanizing, learning more about what that could look like, and exploring what this might be. So please take a minute and fill out that form. I will be quiet. Okay. All right. Thank you for doing that. So let me go back to this slide. For whatever you filled out, I'm going to follow up with you. So if you're interested in purchasing books, I'm going to share with you what's the next step. How do you do that? If you're interested in sharing, I have templates, emails, different things you can post on LinkedIn, whatever. I will share that all with you. Galvanizing your MCE, I have a PDF, I have language that you can use. We can hop on a call. And then if you're interested in exploring what this could look like, I will take the lead in figuring out the next step there. So as I mentioned, the pub date is August 4th. The goal is 5,000 books over the next 6 weeks. It's really more like 3,000 over the next 6 weeks, books in hands of EOS implementers and the leaders we support. EOS teaches us how to build extraordinary businesses. Facilitation mastery teaches us how to navigate the humans within the teams we work with so those businesses can thrive. I genuinely believe that mastery requires both. So just as my gratitude to say thank you, all of you will get a free hardcover book of Inviting Genius and a free audiobook. Right now, I have a cloned AI version of my voice, but I'm going into the recording studio next month to record the genuine article. I will send that to you as well. And thank you for all of your love and support. It means so much to me. And then the last thing is, we have up to a half hour to begin the conversation. So I'm open to any kind of feedback that you have, but the key 3 questions that I'm holding is, where do you see the greatest opportunity for these ideas to spread within the EOS community? What are you needing to see? If you're like, I'm interested but not quite there yet, often I'm getting feedback, well, I really want to read the book first. Like I want to be excited about this, but I can't authentically be excited. So are there other things, or is that it for you? And then really, like, if you were in my shoes, what's the advice that you would give me as I launch this book, this work, these workshops out into the world? Thank you. I love you. We are going to move into the reflection, questions, conversation component. You can
I want
unmute and
to
we can
ask with
chat.
you, Matthew, one thing that I haven't seen, and you have put yourself out there a bit, but are you doing anything with LinkedIn, any social media to help make sure that you are getting the exposure that you want and need?
That's a great question. I have started as of 6 weeks ago. I am kind of allergic to social media, but I am overcoming that. I just had my whole LinkedIn profile redone by someone who knows how to do
Great
that.
picture, by the way.
Pardon? Great picture.
Yeah.
That you said. Thank you. So I will be doing that more and more. But thank you for that nudge. I need it. Ben, what's up?
So I'm in for 100. I'm just finding myself wondering who else is in for some books on this go.
I was in for 100 and I want to be as involved in this as I can.
There we go. Who else?
Plus, I've got my MCE involved.
I love it. Amazing. Thank you.
And to be clear, everyone, that's not just because I love Matt, which I do, but because having seen an advanced version, I started using this stuff immediately. So this is not like, oh, let's just do Matt a favor. I got great feedback from clients. I got great feedback, obviously, from my team, and I guess there have been multiple situations where I was like, man, I screwed that up in the past, and I'm so glad I had a tool set on how to handle that. And we face that stuff every day.
Thanks, Ben. Any other questions, feedback, advice? We can give advice. I'm so open to advice.
Matt, just a
No.
question in
Oh,
the
yeah.
chat. Are you willing to talk with T groups virtually as well, potentially? Because if I look at like MCET groups where the value is, some T groups might be more valuable than some MCEs.
Oh, yeah, I would love that. It's a great idea. And look, I'm like building this plane as I'm flying it. So if it's like, hey, could you do a T group? I don't think we can get 500 books. We get 250. Can we do, what can we do? Like 100%. I would love that. It's a great idea. Jill, yes. Hi.
Matthew, I love all of this. So I'm basically just jumping in here to shower you with encouragement right here. I love what you're doing. You've done relational invitations to this. I know you and I had a phone call. I'm assuming you had lots of phone calls, which is just beautiful. You're asking people's advice right now instead of just doing it all in your head and assuming.
Mhm.
You know what we want. You're inviting collaboration. So I'm excited to be a part of it, probably because the way you're going about it. So thank you,
I
thank you, thank
appreciate
you,
that.
thank you
Thank
for
you.
that. I'm also in for lots of books. One thing I would love, I
Mhm.
know I've already ordered the book, and you just said you're going to send us something free, which is nice. I would love to take the assessment for myself. When I have an experience with something for myself, when I can run it through this crazy set of cells, it's so much easier for me to represent it
Yeah,
and then teach it. So
100%. Well,
thank you for the offer of the book. I would also like to take the
this
assessment.
just in, I'm just hearing from my people. Everyone on this call gets an assessment also.
You
Yep.
get a car and you get a car,
But there's more.
but there's
Um,
more. Jeanette
so
also had some really great ideas in the chat. I just don't want to miss
Oh,
them.
great. Thank you. I will pull that up. I see Sarah and Patrick, and just on the tie down the assessment. It's with my dev team right now, so it should be done in 2 weeks or so, at least a V1. And I would love to send the V1 and get feedback. So as soon as that's ready, I will send it to you all. Sarah, hi.
And hi, first time caller, long time listener. I love that you have a
Glad.
whole
Welcome
team
to the
there
show.
backing you up. It's just occurring to me. This has occurred to me before thinking about this content, how crazy, insanely valuable this is for family businesses. What just occurred to me is that family business centers are booking their speakers for the fall and next spring right now. Um, would that be helpful to you? I
Yes,
have close relationships with some, and there's other implement. Okay, that's a big fat yes. Okay.
totally. Especially if they'll buy
Anybody
books.
else on this call have a close relationship with the Family Business Center? I know there's a couple of. Okay, Jackie, cool.
Jackie.
Now is the time. At least when I was booking these kinds of things when I did that. So I'll reach out to my local person and a couple others. Cool. Jim has some too. I think this is solid gold for that
Amazing.
crowd.
Any connections that you have with people, organizations, groups, conferences that you think would benefit from this? I would love to offer it. Patrick.
All right, great. Unmuted.
So Patrick has like
So
a 2-month-old right now,
actually,
and he's still
funny you mentioned that.
Oh,
Not even 2 months, 3 week old.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
3 weeks. I
yeah,
bet it feels like
3 weeks.
months for you, but yeah, go ahead.
It does feel like months. No, so when this came up in our MCE the other day, and there was a lot of interest in this, first of all. But I posed a question to everyone, like, where is your strength lie? Are you a teacher? Are you a facilitator? Are you a coach? Like, where do you rank yourself in terms of like where your strength really lies? And I think that facilitation is probably the kind of slipperiest of the three in a lot of ways. Like we have this great content that we can learn and then build the ability to teach it. But facilitation is really hard to pinpoint content to really understand facilitation. So when you brought up all of those different aspects of it, Matt, like you
Mhm.
just had like all we're doing right now here is team coaching, but you had, hey, one-on-one facilitation and all this. I really see the value in this as being a curriculum
Mhm.
because having gone to Hank's facilitation workshop and having been in part of other groups completely outside of EOS that teach facilitation, it's definitely not like a one-time thing. Like you know, I hear people go to that workshop and then they go back 4 years later, and I'm like, well, what were you doing in the meantime? Like,
Yeah.
it's really building and practicing this skill. So I just lean into that a little bit. And
Mhm.
that's where I really get excited about it, like having an ongoing curriculum where we can work with each other, practice these facilitations, and then, um, yes, path to mastery.
It's a path to mastery. It's a path to mastery. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I see too,
Thanks, Jeff.
Patrick. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Beth, hi. I'm so glad you could make it.
Hey, I'm so glad I could too. I'm really excited for this content. I remember going to, I don't know, it was talk to the leadership team at Worldwide, like my first year as an implementer. And I was complaining how I really desperately needed facilitation training, and I kind of got the shutdown on that. And thank you for putting this out in the world because
Mm.
this is going to be great. Um, uh, so I represent the Chicago MCE programming team, and yes, we would definitely be interested. We're going to get 500 books, so that's going to
Amazing.
happen.
Thank you.
Advice from somebody who's recently launched a book.
Yeah, bring
Are
it.
you open?
Of
Okay.
course. Totally.
Get a marketing company. Don't do this shit yourself. Like, get somebody else to do it for you. And if you need a marketing
Uh,
company, happy to connect you.
I do. I have a PR agency. Unless you're thinking marketing is different than PR, then I don't have a
I
marketing.
do think it's different. Like, I
Okay.
think this somebody to do your social media and like all that. All I do is approve what they do, you know,
Okay.
and it's way easier. So I would do that.
Okay.
Do you
Got
have
it.
downloadable tools for people
I
that they
do.
can download and get a taste?
Yeah,
And
I have
you have
I
your own
have
website.
I have I have a new website coming online in probably 2 or 3 weeks. I have like all a toolkit and then a study guide and then the like kind of capstone methodology, which is just a 5-step process
Great.
and
Awesome.
facilitating conflict.
That's going to be so good because we want to have stuff that's sticky and then just drip that in periodically. That's great.
Yeah.
And then I would recommend through here's what Marissa and I learned. Do you have the rights to all your stuff that you have? Like your
Like
book, the
Pat, like
publishing and all that?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Get your own website, put your book on Shopify. I will I'll happily take you through international shipping and publishing because it took us a while to figure that out, and you're going to get a lot of people that want this internationally. So happy to help.
Amazing. I will follow up with you.
Okay, great.
Thank
That's it.
you. Awesome. Thanks, Beth. Anyone else with any questions, feedback? Justin, what's up, brother?
I have a very tactical question
Yeah.
about if I buy 100 books and I want them like shipped to clients as client gifts.
Yeah.
Can I tell you when I want them shipped?
Um,
Or will they just ship out when it's happening?
this is a good question, and I've been asked it before. They will default ship in the first or second week of August.
Okay.
And if we're wanting them to go like out for like holidays, I know there's like it's complicated. It's not easy, but
Okay.
doable.
But I could also then just instead have them shipped to me
You
and
could
we can
definitely
just
have
send them
them.
to,
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
little more annoying for you. I could also have all of them shipped to my assistant, and then she can mail them out to your 20 clients or whatever.
Okay.
So I would say I've been in a figure this out with a couple of people before. So if you want to chat about it, I want to make it as easy as possible for you, as friction
Yeah.
free as possible.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
perfect. Thank you.
yes, Mark Stanley, I'll send the video and then I'll send a follow-up to everybody. Thank you. Any other questions, Justin? Okay, great. Thank you. And yeah, Jackie's handing them out to the clients at annual, which is nice. But I understand different people have different needs.
I actually do have one more question,
Yes, sir.
another sort of tactical one. If I wanted to, in annuals this year, be doing this assessment with teams and running through that as part of team health for especially those teams that have been with me for a while, is it more helpful for them to have read the book beforehand, or is that sort of the perfect, like, now take this book to go deeper?
That's a great question. It's
I'm
not
full
like
of those.
you are full of those. And I appreciate you for that, among many other things. So, like Six Working Geniuses is like the book about the assessment. This is very, 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 very different. So this is like assessment is like a sliver and the book is much more broad. So I would say it's a very nice compliment, but it's not like it won't make sense. Like the conflict profile stands on its own. It would be awesome if they could read it because they will understand contextually why it's so important.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Any other questions, feedback? Randy, thanks for making the call in the car. I appreciate it. You don't have to unmute. I'm just calling you out and appreciating you. Jim, yeah.
Love it
First of
all.
Awesome.
all, first of all, nice work, buddy. Really excited about this to all come out. Another group that you may want to talk to is firms. There might be groups of people. So I got 50 people in mind that I know would be interested, and so let's chat about that. But I hadn't thought about that until tonight. So
Wait, you have
um,
50 people in your firm?
hmm?
Wow. I didn't even know
um,
that was a thing. Yeah, okay. Let's chat about that.
um, yeah, so that, and then like Caesar, and there's other people who have that. I think that you might
Okay.
want to just reach out to them. That could be another group.
That's a great idea. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
firms. Okay. Um, Drew, did you have something you wanted to say? I saw you lean in.
I did. I'm piggybacking off Jim's idea here. Having just come back from QC in Europe,
Hmm.
they would love for you to come to QCE and do something like before or after about this. Like, there's so much hunger for that, and I'd want to feel more connected
Hmm.
to the mothership. So, might be worth a trip to Europe.
Yeah, I would love that. Who doesn't? Awesome. Thank you, Drew. Anything else? And I don't feel like we have to fill up the rest of the time. I'd be very happy to give you 19 minutes back. But if there's anything else, and obviously there's an ellipses on this conversation, would love to continue it with each and all of you. Okay, my friends, I am so grateful to be like not alone in this like beginning phase. So thank you for being you. Thank you for supporting me in this work. It really means so much to me. I love you. Have a good night.